Welcome everyone to another episode of the Wood from the Trees podcast. I really hope you enjoy this episode. And if you like what we're doing and you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/the Wood from the Trees. Hope you enjoy the episode. Love you loads.
Cheers, lad.
That's the one with the... Well, what's it like?
Strong enough, not it?
Jeez, that's nice. I drink a lot of whiskey.
There's a bit to go on it. Like.
Yeah. As the ice melts. Oh, that's nice.
I'd like whiskey myself now, but herself wouldn't be impressed not to see me drinking whiskey.
What would you be drinking on a Saturday night if you went to the pub?
Jesus, that's so long as I can't remember. I drink... I'll be a fairly old man now. I drink Guinness from about October to March. And I drink large bottles of Clonmel Chardonnay then from March to October.
The old Bulmers.
And sure, an old drop of whiskey then.
And what about Orchard Teas? How do you feel about that?
I sure wouldn't.
You think that's for girls?
Well, try. Read such an anyone like.
If you like Stephen Cowboy Kelly.
Sweeter kind of a taste. Like.
Yeah. I when I think about the amount of fucking Bulmers we used to drink when we were younger.
Yeah, sure. Still soaping it away.
And it would make you fair sick. Although you're probably used to it, you wouldn't get sick. I've got some sickening from Bulmers. It's the worst sickening you'll get.
Depends on how many pint bottles inside you drink, lad.
What about the small long necks?
No, I don't like them.
Too gassy.
Too gassy, yeah.
Do you use
But a
ice?
pint bottle as well, like you 568 in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So a bit more than a pint, like.
Are you icing it or no ice?
Oh, ice, yeah. Load of ice.
Cold bottle from
I was
the...
working with a lad one time and raging alcoholic, but he was go out on a Tuesday and a Wednesday to break up the week. But he reckoned if you filled up the pint glass with ice to rehydrate you, you're not hangover.
That is fair wishful thinking.
Well, he'd be dying now, but
Watering it down.
I don't know, mate. Yeah.
But on a summer's evening, do you know when you're after having a tough day? There is nothing like going into the pub and getting a large bottle of ice, pouring it in that first few drinks.
All that even hearing the ice going into the glass.
It's lovely.
Pouring it in, fizzing up over.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And there's some people now would be like have an awful reaction to you putting ice in it. Just cold from the fridge. Like if you're in Clonmel, when I lived in Clonmel, and you'd imagine they know better because it's from there, they go, ice? Are you fucking mad? Cold from the fridge. You're only watering it down, lad.
I don't know. You know, fellas, they're drinking pint bottles of Guinness off the shelf, I'm sure fellas are drinking.
I was in Galway one weekend and I seen someone putting ice in Guinness.
Well, no.
Now he was fairly feminine now.
There's a line there somewhere. Like.
Yeah, he might as well have put a little straw in it.
You know, I'd like a pint of Guinness. I suppose the bother with the Guinness is it's grand. Our local pub is fabulous Guinness, like, and more small local pubs. But if you went up to town now for a night out, you couldn't be drinking Guinness. You'd get empty.
Yeah.
You know, and if you bad pints of Guinness now, you'd be.
What is your local town?
We don't really have a town, you see. I'm living in a place called Effin. It is the biggest parish in County Limerick, if not the world, which is just kind of all the space between other towns. So there's two pubs in it, but they wouldn't be side by side. It would be church, hurling field, all that, but it's all spread out like Townsland.
And you're from there?
Yeah.
The town?
Yeah. Well, it's not a town. It's just Townsland. Like.
So you're not a townie is what you're saying.
Jesus, no.
You're putting that out there now, you're no townie.
Yeah, is he now?
And born and reared there?
No. Moved around a lot now, but I was dead in County Limerick.
So where were you born?
Ballingarry, County Limerick.
Ballingarry, County Limerick.
Yeah.
Big family?
One brother, one sister.
And what are they working at now?
The brother is in the bank, and my sister is in America. She's married to a US Marine lad.
Go away!
Oh, they'd be proper Americans now. The Bible and shooting lads, and, you know.
Right, whereabouts in America she living?
Indiana.
That'd do it.
Yeah.
That'd do it. Then you hunting there.
Oh, lad, I should be sending on snaps there of deers and the husband now.
Look, your man's getting a horn there. He's mad into hunting.
Yeah, real nice fella now, the husband. But mad into hunting and shooting. And
do you go out?
Tours in. No, I haven't been out there. She's out there. She kind of went out just before the start of COVID. And sure, it was locked down then. And then sure, herself having the kids and that, you know. But we must go out there now. The mother will be over and back to very regularly now.
Yeah.
So she does.
So they all were very academically happy in school and you just didn't find that interesting, or what was the crack there?
I don't know.
Were you a good boy in school?
Academically, no, I wouldn't have been actually too bad, like. But I just wasn't there too long, like, you know.
Did you like school or not?
No, I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Did you do secondary?
Up to a point.
Third year.
towards well, I actually had to go back and do my junior cert so I could do my apprenticeship.
What was your apprenticeship?
Mechanic, qualified mechanic.
Where did you do that?
I started off in Dermot Kelly's in Garry and Derk. Would be kind of very close to the house. Was there for 6 or 7 years, I'd say.
What was the core of your work at that?
Oh, lad, you get some education in this place. Everything and anything. You could be fixing anything. And rebuilding yokes, like putting pistons and rods. Work now you'd never do now. But fierce education. Like I was only talking to one of the lads the other day. The main mechanic I was working with, he's his own garage now. Good few lads working for him. Over in the body shop, 2 or 3 lads, we were all the same age. All now have drawn businesses as well. They got a fair education. They was kind of just have at it. Like.
Were you into mechanicking before you decided to become an apprentice?
It would have been, yeah. With my first car, I think, when I was about 10.
Ripping stuff apart and...
Yeah.
So you had a fair idea before you started the apprenticeship? Like when...
you think you would, but you just... I suppose you'd know the way thing you work alright, like. You know, but it was a good old time. We were kind of coming from... It was just into ECUs. The EOBD plug, the 16 pin was just coming online, and diagnostics were just coming that time, like. So we used to be going on all courses there for the diagnostic. It was good. It was a good, I think, a good time to get to start, like, you know. It was kind of coming out. A lot of the older lads would have had very older views and fixing things, and we were coming into kind of a, you know, a multimeter even would have been unheard of. Whereas by the time we finished up, sure, the whole thing was
like that.
Yeah.
And when you look back of the way you were treated when you were training to lads you would have had in and out, was it a total different experience?
Look, sure, you wouldn't. But no, in fairness, there's probably no harm in some sense it has changed, because some of the stuff, like, geez, lads, like, sure, lads should have been probably arrested over it, like, but look, it was
a different time, though.
For want of a better term, you'd go in a boy, you know, you come out of man, I'd put it like that.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of characters too, like older lads, mechanics too, like whatever it is, they'd be grumpy old fellas after, just pure hardship, like. Yeah. Panel beaters and that, and sure, they come into work on any farm and sure, something could flying across the workshop at your desperate messing now, greasing up your brake pads at lunchtime. And I used to be driving on a motorbike, so I could get in the road when I was 16, and you come back to be gone missing and to be
hit on you.
Desperate messing. Even the fellow I was working for then, remember I had a car and went up for my lunch, came back down, he'd have sold.
Sold your car?
Sold my car, yeah. Kind of got half taken in, like, because I was sour over it, like, but.
Did you get any money back for it?
Oh, jeez, I did, yeah, but only what he was giving me. I thought it was worth more, like. But, no, as I said, no, we got some education out in that place, like. No, he's still going to this day, actually, and he bought a trailer off me now recently again. Fierce man for rallying.
That's fucking worse than what happened to me. My brother, I parked one of my favourite cars, a little sporting canary yellow Fiat Cinquecento. Fucking loved it, 1995. And I went off to Sweden and I came back here to South.
There's a class in hill climbing for them, lad, Fiat Cinquecento class.
Yes, they're lovely.
Yeah, grand car.
I drove that to Wood every day. Yeah. Loved it.
Mighty machine in fairness.
You couldn't buy them now.
No, I would have gone hard got, but a lot of lads have them hill climb, just it. There's a class for them specifically.
Is that what happens when cars get rare? It's like they become a rally class and they just get all swiped up.
If you look at the Fiesta, we'll say from 96 to 02, maybe 2 shapes of Fiesta in that. But they raced them now in Mandela and have done since 2014. They rally across them as well. They are getting scarce now, and like Ford Fiestas were everywhere. Yeah. But they're just getting scarce, lad. A lot of them gone off the road and sure lads have them wrecked.
Can you remember the first car you had that was specifically for rallying or racing?
I used to go hot rodding. Well, oval race, I suppose, would be the fancy term for oval and Rose Green. It's an oval track in Rose Green. Yeah. So I'd start it. Should have been there'd be someone that's screaming at you, now going, it was a K or something, but it was a boxy started. You know what it is.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. You'd be buying them for 50 quid.
You wouldn't buy them now?
No, you wouldn't. Let's use that if we knew then what we knew now.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be out in Monte Carlo somewhere.
I know. Jeez, when you think about it, every so often people will put up on, do you ever see them stories on TikTok of old pictures of buy and sell pages and auto traders, and you're looking at the nicest car, Supras for 7,000 and 8,000, and now, oh my God, if you had them.
Oh, we used to be Enterprise Cars there on the Dock Road in Limerick. He was bringing a pile of Jap stuff. There was a lad over in Mitchelstown as well, and he was bringing Jap stuff, the finest of gear now. And we used to be repairing a lot of it. Lads, Supras there. Stuff like they landed from Mars, like. Yeah. Mentally ox. Fellas know nothing about them. So that was insured right, like.
Well, no one cared.
I had an EVA 3 insured as a 1.3 Lancer.
That was when guards were AZ COD.
Sound.
Well, there's a happy medium. When we used to be heading up and down to work, we were only chatting about it the other day. Like, imagine all that happened is if you were speeding, you got a £50 fine.
No, well, see, I never had it. No,
that was it.
No points. Points were always in. I think from when I was going.
Where'd you?
I'm younger than I look, lad.
Oh, where'd you?
39.
Oh, fuck, I'm 45.
Well, no, just barely hanging on now.
Well, no, come on.
Barely hanging on.
You're a big cunt, though.
40, fairly.
Did you ever fight?
Not at all.
Did you ever do boxing or anything?
No.
You look like a boxer.
No, not a man for fighting, no.
Tell the truth, you have to slap the head off a few lads, I'd say, have you?
Ah, jeez, I wouldn't.
Hey, do you ever get into rows when you're racing? Like when you were...
No, what I'm at there, that hill climbing, absolutely not. In track racing, lad, you would.
How long did you track race?
Not long. I said I did a lot of old hot rodding, but most of the lads in that real country lads did sound. Went up to Mandela doing that Fiesta class, trying to get back into a bit of racing, and I wouldn't be ripping anyone. It just wasn't for me, A fella would intentionally give you wrong information on tyre pressures and things, don't I? To be like that, like.
Just trying to make an
up to a point,
yeah.
you see, you'll be grand. Everyone is great and all welcome until you start going quick. And then once you start going quick, well, you're a bollocks then, like, up from the country. Who's this tick cunt, like? Because I would say there would be a very set regulation for the cars built to a certain spec. So I built the car to that spec. But you're getting passed out in the straight, like. So obviously, some cars weren't built to spec. So I just accordingly brought my one up to where I thought it needed to be. And, yeah, sure, look, lads be rubbing alongside you. Like the car, I just found every day the car come back, it'll be wrecked, regardless of whether you wrecked it or not. Someone's going inside you, someone going up the inside of you. And in a close class like that with small horsepower, like, lad, you're dealing with very fine margins, like. Whereas out hill climbing, well, you've no one to blame. If you make a ball of it, no, it's purely down to you, like.
So when did you get into hill climbing?
I was still racing that Fiesta maybe in 2014 or 15 maybe. And there was a hill climb on in Effin, ran by Limerick Motor Club. And I saw that my old car would go into one of the classes. Now the road was a road I'd know very well. So I said I'd chance it. But she's led the people in it and even still know their sound. Like, they'd do anything to help you along. And a fella'd even look at your in car and tell you should be braking a bit later there, or you're braking too early, or turning here, turning there, you'll find speed there,
For anyone that doesn't know what hill climb is, can you explain it?
Just like a single stage rally, you're in the car on your own. That's it. You point A to point B. You on the start line, you break a timing beam. You get through the course. Hills in Ireland are short, like maybe 2.5, 3 kilometers or whatever. And
does it have to be a hill?
Or is it just a sprint? Well, it's the Irish Hill Climbing Sprint Championship. So it just call it a sprint, like. And
it's always how many kilometers?
There's a regulation on it, I think 2.5 kilometres. If you go over that, you have to get a special dispensation, but normally 2.5, 3 kilometres is your max. Out in Europe now, you have monster hills.
And do you have one go or do you have practices?
You have to complete a practice run, and then normally they'd aim for 5 timed runs, but you'll definitely get 3 timed runs in the day, depending on how many fellas are going off. And you'd pick the best of the 5? Oh, just your fastest time, yeah. Just fastest time. Just your fastest. So everyone gets 3 or 4, 3 to 5 runs, and you pick the one. Yeah. Now you're down in like hundredths of seconds, like. There's a good buddy of mine there, Blomwick, we'd be tipping around there in the saloons, and I've often beat him by 0.01 of a second. He beat me by 0.01 of a second. Just they're small margins. Like, you'd wonder what it is actually. Like, you don't know until you finish. Like, no, some hills will have a timing clock just after the beam, so you'll get your time. Sometimes they don't, and the internet normally where you are is brutal. So you could be standing around for half an hour waiting for your time. And everyone's just refreshing the phones constantly. Like, where's the time? So nobody knows? Nobody knows. No. They'll all come up to a shot, and everyone back into the car, line up again, try and find another 100th of a second. Jesus. The car that you have now, we'll put it up on the video when we're editing it, but it looks like a spaceship. Yeah, it is. I suppose people that wouldn't be familiar with more modern Civics, there's an F-end, the kind of bubbly one. I just always liked them as a road car. I bought it. It was a Civic Cup car in England just before COVID, but they were just 2 litre, we'll say. But we put a bit more power through it in, and just kind of, well, it's very drivable now. It was getting to the point it was undrivable, like unsafe to drive. So there's a lad there, Speed Developments, Dublin, Billy White, so man, just bespoke built an aero kit for it. Now it's gone through a few different evolutions.
It really has.
But no, some job now, like you wouldn't. It is a fairly dark art, that whole era, but it very stable under braking. You wouldn't realise under braking what it does. Basically, the entire underneath of the car is flat, and you have a big diffuser at the back. You're trying to create a suction at the back to suck the back of it down. There's a huge wing up in the back of it, a ridiculous looking thing, like. But yeah, just trying to get her to stick to the road. Just for a front wheel drive car, there's probably too much power, so just trying to get
the power down.
Get the power down.
But does it take a lot of, like, when you take it to your man? Does he have a wind tunnel, or how does he know?
No, that Billy White doesn't have a wind tunnel.
So how do you know? Like,
McLaren now would have a wind tunnel.
But when you drive it, does it go, oh no, there's not enough downforce here, or I need more at the front? Like, is it trial and error?
It is trial and error. Now, the first time we got to go on, there's a hill below there in Wexford, and it's a fast bit of road now. It's a fast bit of road. And, like, the surfaces, sure, we're going down. The surfaces and roads now are gone brutal everywhere.
Yeah.
But there's no flat surfaces, all humps and hollows, like. But the rear diffuser was working so well, the way we did tethered, broke down through the front headlights, smashed them, and pulled off the front bumper of it. Just force pushing it down. It was, you know, when we that aero on it, I that particular hill, and I was fastest saloon in it after the weekend, so I was delighted. Like. But just trying to. I'd say if I had my time back now, I'd probably build a 4-wheel drive car or something, because that type of power.
Then you in a different class? No,
I'm in the unlimited saloon class.
So you can have whatever you want.
You can have whatever you want. Like, hill climbing to be different to rally. In rallying, there's, 2.4, 2.5. That's your lot. A certain power, maybe 340, 350 in a 2.5 million diamond. But in the hill climbing, there's no limit on horsepower. Like, you can just do whatever you want to do. Like.
Is it true that motorsport now is it's about budget? It's all about budget. If you don't have a class, like, it's like if you can peg the most money at it, it's.
It can be, but there's no substitute for talent. Though. Like, you have lads there now that might not have the best car, but they're seriously quick drivers. Like, but yeah, look, unfortunately, motorsport is money. Yeah, it comes down to money, and if you can't do it yourself and you have to pay someone else to do it, lad, you need money. Like, even I have a lad working for me there now, and he just started the middle of this year. He's gone into them Cinquecentos or 600 or whatever it is. But like, your initial outlay, even just your fireproof underwear, boots, harness, helmet, all that gear you need, like there's a huge outlay of money. Like, had you even young lads trying to get them into it, we'd be trying to encourage lads into all of them. But even just, you need a trailer, you need something to be able to pull the trailer. Then you probably need a trailer license. You need to get a motorsport license. There's an awful lot in your way before you get to where you want to go. Like,
is a motorsport license for every category, or just a motorsport license gets you into everything?
No, so you'd have a speed license for hill climbing. You'd have different categories, but basically, right, rallying, hill climbing, circuit racing, doesn't matter. You normally have a license. You get one up to 1,600. So if you went for a first time license, up to 1,600. If you complete then 4 events in that, well, then they'll let you go up to 2 litre or above. But that's about it. We'd have 1 or 2 events in Europe, all right, and we needed these special type of speed licenses. Now Motorsport Ireland gave them to us, but we were reading them like they were D1 or D2 or something. We could have done DTM in Germany or whatever if we wanted. Like, we did. Yeah, we only had them for a short period of time. But.
And do you do much out in the UK?
No, never did it in the UK. We go to France now every year. There's one out here we got. It's very good. I did it in Portugal. Hill climbing in Europe would be huge. And there's some mad jocks. There's a good old YouTube channel there, Hill Climb Monsters. They had the craziest jocks you could ever see.
Pop it up. How long did you go out to Portugal for?
That was there used to be an FIA Hill Climb Masters, so each country would get to select X amount of drivers for their team, so it was a Team Ireland thing. That was in 20. But I'm a bad man for dates times now. It was a couple of years ago anyway.
Yeah.
We got the ferry out of Rosslare, got into Santander and drove down to Braga in Portugal. And I think Team France won it or something. But lad, the gear outside here, like, we were the real peasants in the corner. Like, this was serious stuff.
Hundreds of thousands.
Millions.
God, really?
LMP1 cars and everything going up along the hill. Like.
Was that it?
Yeah. Did you see that Audi there now?
Oh, fuck. There's when I was watching, did you ever watch Gas Monkey?
I used to watch it.
Yeah. Well, remember Aaron met a hill climb car. I think it was a hill climb car. And there's this place out in America where they go up to the top of this mountain. It's kind of like
Pikes
that.
Peak.
Pikes Peak.
Oh, that's the one.
Is that the one?
That's the one. Well, there's some very famous hills in Europe now.
But there's one real fucking dangerous corner.
There's great footage of a lad going off in an
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Barrel rolls this thing. No, he got out of it. He was fine. But yeah, it's here enough now. Yeah,
That's scary. So that's a hill climb.
that's a hill climb.
But that's the peak one, is it?
It would be one of the more famous ones.
Well, when are you going?
Oh, that's stop. Well, maybe, yeah, we'll see.
Bucket list.
Bucket list, yeah. But there's a few more hills in Europe now I'd like to do. There is some fairly famous ones, and they'd be fast bits of road now. They have great surface, you see. Be like a billiard table, and it's all arm cut. Whereas here, we just have old telephone poles and stone miles and things. You'd want to be awake, like.
Did you ever crash?
I more than once, yeah. Rolled it into a field above in Leitrim there a couple of years ago.
Fucking Leitrim.
Yeah, actually, I like Leitrim now, but Connacht Market, yeah. Anyway, yeah, bowled it in over a field, but it was pure bog, so it wasn't.
Didn't do too much harm.
Well, yeah, not too bad. No, could have been worse. Like, nearly rolled it in over one in Wexford as well one time. No, it was a different Civic. That was a 1600 EK Civic.
And what about like mechanical failure?
Oh, lad, how long have you got? Do you have a book?
Is that the biggest thing?
Yeah, lad, I'm sure you're into. The bother is the further you go away from a standard road car engine. Yes, you're increasing horsepower, but lad, you are opening up a whole can of worms for reliability, like, and all the stuff then is dear. And when it goes wrong, I had a lot of mechanical trouble now at the start of the year. Took the car out of the trailer below at our home event, Limerick Motor Club hill, and the car wouldn't start. Thought it was a starter, flew up, got a second hand starter, bought it into, still gone tight. Two little oil squirters inside and two of the bores fell down. Anyway, thousands of euros later, just had it back ready to go at the time to go to France. Like. Just.
So you couldn't even race that time. That was it.
Well, no, I got it ready to go to France, and I just in time. About 2 days before we got to boat, it was off a rolling road in Wicklow. Gathered her up, and off out we went. You know, herself now would have to be questioning your life choices.
Is there so you still have kind of the standard block, and then every auxiliary on it?
Yeah,
changed.
so mine would be, we'll say, the K series Honda, which would be that Civic I had would have been a 2 litre K20. You can get a K24 block, which would have came in a lot of Jap import. Honda 7-seaters and things, but so 2.4 block is standard Honda. Everything else inside that thing, pistons, rods, bearings, is a lot of stuff comes in from America. A supercharger ball that to the thing, and I should let you could be here for nice, but just it can get out of hand like.
And when you start a race, is there a guy coming over and making sure that you don't have a massive big €8,000 Hemi in it or something?
Well, you could, like, as I said, the unlimited hill climb.
So no one care.
No, you can have whatever you like in it, like, whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Who has the most mental car out there, in your opinion? Power-wise.
Hill climbing in Ireland. I suppose there's a couple of 4-wheel drive ones there. Ryan Murray there in the north. He's a fine apprentice. Now he came out front with his apprentice. He was going well. About 500 horsepower. You see, lad, you can go. The Drift boys there now. Drift and Blower beside me now. James Dean, the Shanahans, all them lads are just very close to where I am. But they'd all be 1,000 horsepower cars. But they'd be no good in the hill climb. Like, you know, there's a certain point where, you know, you'll be building power maybe for drag racing or whatever. That's a different kind of thing. You need to get the power down, and you have to come out of corners, and, you know, there would be a limit to power now. Like, you know, now the single seaters, do you know, like the Formula 1 type cars, they can hill climb as well, and they do. There'll be a few lads there now as well, and they've ex-Formula 1 engines inside the back of them and things, and like they might.
Where the fuck do you pick up an ex-Formula 1 engine?
Only be 500 horsepower, but the yoke might weigh 400 kilos. Like, you're literally sitting on an engine, you're strapping yourself onto this thing and aiming it up the hill.
Like a rocket.
Like a rocket, and off you go. There's Joe, a lot of crowds, Formula 1 engines that build them, but you're into dangerous money there, not like you're into very bespoke stuff. Like,
what would you be talking, roughly?
I tried maybe just a rebuild might be 20 or 30 grand, and sure God only knows what to be to buy one in the first place. Who knows? I don't know.
What do you win?
Oh, the admiration of all your friends.
Is there prize money?
Not at all, no. I have a good friend of mine, he's big into horses, and he was a jockey one time. And he'd be always saying that to me, you know, he'd a horse there now, and she did well last year. She'd win, I think she won the Kerry National. Do you know, there's prize money and all for it. Like. Yeah. And he'd be saying to me, oh yeah, I see now you won there the weekend. How much did you win? Nothing, I got a bit of a glass ball like there's. There's no money for winning in motorsport. Like.
Just the glory of it. And the fun.
The fun. It's good old crack now. Especially when you're battling. We had good old friends in it over the years. I said, good buddy of mine there now, below in Wexford, Brian Kerwin. He's the saloon champion this year. He won the saloon class this year. I've been second to him now more than once, so I wouldn't mind changing that. But it's good crack, like fairly family oriented as well. Like his daughter would be similar age to my daughter. There's another lad there, Christopher Snow. His daughters are friends with my daughters, and it is good. Tis good. Like you're meeting your buddies, and a lot of lads in motorsport then as well. Well, what I'm at, they'll be self-employed businessmen. A lot of mechanics or whatever. So you're associating with people that would be similar to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you'd all be kind of having the same problems and issues. And
so, how do you practice driving?
Well, obviously the car is on the road registered, so you'd never dream of driving on the road like that.
Obviously,
highly illegal.
Well, it must be hard to get in practice.
It is, hill climbing especially, because there's no. My old thing, you couldn't drive that up a road like to wait to dead. Like you just, and if you go practicing on a track, they're not really realistic conditions to what you're going to be facing. Like even the tires we'd be using are so soft, so if you went more than 4 kilometers on those tires, that's it, to be gone. They destroy themselves. They'll do about 2.5 kilometers, and you have to leave them cool down again. If you would sharp nails now when they're cold, and if you grab the rubber, you'd nearly pull it off, like, to be that soft. So you wouldn't. It's very hard to test under exact, we'll say, competition conditions, but just do as many hills as you can and try and get used to it.
So if you have a competition going on in Cork and you're not 100% sure, do you go down, drive it yourself, because you don't have a co-driver, obviously, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You kind of have to wing it as you go.
Yeah, we normally go down the evening before or the morning of, and you give 1 or 2 old drives up and down, and you just basically make pace notes in your head. But that's what I do. I just call them to myself as I'm coming on the corners and screaming at yourself then, like, jump, you fucking bitch, keep it down. But it's not, it's quite a hard thing to do, like, and I'd be no great driver by any means, like, so just trying to convince yourself.
Well, sure, if you're after winning a few trophies, you can't be that bad.
But going around, the hard thing is going around blind corners at maybe, I don't know, 130 or 40 mile an hour and keeping the thing pinned. It's a hard thing to do. You're trusting your tires completely, and your aero, and the thing might be sliding a bit, and you're still saying, if I lift here now, it's half a second. You have to keep it pinned, and that's the hardest part of it, I find.
And is it the same thing, wet tires and softer?
Yeah, wet tires with a wet stin as well. They'll be basically cut slicks, like, just to leave the water out in them. But yeah, sure, look, it's a good bit of crack, like, sure, you have to be doing something.
I do think it's amazing. I wouldn't have the balls to do it.
I don't think there's balls, that it's not.
I think as I've got older, I've got more of a pussy in the car.
Well, I do find now I mightn't be either brave or stupid as I was when I was young fella. That's it. You just, sometimes, if come Sunday evening and maybe you're, a tenth ahead or a tenth behind or 100 behind, and you'd know what to take maybe to go that little bit further, and you might go, next weekend there's another weekend. Whereas when you were younger, not.
I'm gonna fucking balls out.
Trees or trophies, yeah, just
checkered flag or God, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Who was the NASCAR driver that done that? Remember, he done this fucking radical move. He went all by the side and rammed in.
From was he playing some old PlayStation or something? You could do it in the PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did it for real, like.
Yeah.
But should have banned it in straight away after.
He still fucking done it.
He did, lad, in fair.
He got past him. He got up to second or third or something. He says, I'm putting the foot down until I see God or the checkered flag.
Yeah, I'm not lifting until I see God or the checkered flag. Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
They're very dramatic, those youngsters, aren't they?
Have you ever went to the Formula 1 or anything?
Yeah, I've been to good for Formula 1s, yeah. Went to Hungary, the Hungaroring. I was in Barcelona. I'd be motorsport now, that would be just more, and anything, bikes. I must go to the Isle of Man. It's just we always have hill climbs on when the Isle of Man is on. But
it's that season.
Rallies, hill climbs, MotoGP. Where we are above the Ballyhora, Man Autograss have a world-class grass track. I go watch it. I'd watch anything racing. Doesn't matter, 2 wheels, 3 wheels. I actually led in there recently buying a trailer, and I'd never met one of them before. Do you know the sidecar racing?
Yeah.
Not the lad driving it now. They're on
the guy doing the weight distribution.
Yeah, exactly. What's wrong with him, like?
I don't know what's wrong with him. It's like, let's put myself where I shouldn't be all the time.
Yeah, and your man's driving, and he's hanging out the back of the steering. But I met one of them, was buying a trailer off me, and as I find the madder lads are, just real quiet and droll, actually. No, lovely man, really lovely man. But yeah, sure, I just kind of enjoy it, and I get a small bit of a buzz out of it.
Do you know what I'd love you to ask him? Every time I see them, I want to know, are they talking to each other?
No.
So what, your man just feeling it?
Yeah, sure, they'd know the corners. We'll take the Isle of Man, the most famous one. Sure, what's that, 37-something miles or something, is it? But sure, all them lads know them corners at this stage.
It's the lad in the sidecar I'm worrying about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Sure, he'd know where he is, and I suppose I don't really know. There'd be some flip, going, oh no, he's full of shit. But I would assume as the bike is moving and it's going to go this way, you're going to be tipping over that side fairly quickly.
Imagine being that guy. What part of motorsport would you be into? Do you know, I really fancy being the guy hanging out over the side of the sidecar, just this far off the ground.
But sure, even navigators in the rally and that, like, I'd actually be a first bad passenger. When I used to be playing rugby and that now we'd be going away in buses, I'd actually have to follow the bus in my own car because I'd get sick if I was in the bus, like. Very bad now. And I see navigators doing it, and like lads now, like absolutely on the door handles, like, and they're just sitting there away, calling away notes. And the better navigators, I know you'd see very funny clips online of lads having it, but real good navigators now, lads are just calling away the notes, and they'd know from the seat of their pants where they are in the corner, even like
from the times in their head,
and they were just calling away notes. Lad going down through Boreens, 200 kilometers an hour.
I'd be sick.
Absolute, yeah.
Like when you watch Formula 1's cool. But when you see the World Rally Championships and stuff like that, and like you're there, like walls, trees, poles, it's terrifying.
But yeah, no, good old crack now. But yeah, all that, I'd say you would probably want to be, like, there was never any more sport in my family or anything. So I'd say if you wanted to be towards the top level of motorsport, sure, I'd look at famous lads there, Verstappen, any lad really, you would have to be starting out from a very, very young age. And I suppose what I think is a disadvantage of Irish drivers, World Rally cars now are only left-hand drive. That's it, like. So, I suppose it's maybe a more natural driving position.
Why is that?
I suppose the gear lever would be in your right hand, the handbrake would be in your right hand, and it just feels, I would say, more natural. It's a pity we all didn't start off. I'd be saying to yourself now, Joe, with the young girls at home like that. One of them now should be 10 next year to teach them how to drive, and I must buy a left-hand drive car. Just for fear, like, you never know.
Well, I can tell you, don't put that on your TikTok.
No, Jesus. No.
Do you know all my videos of Clark driving, they took him down? Random, for child abuse.
Child abuse?
Child abuse. Teaching Clark how to drive a car at 10 or 11, bad idea.
Jesus, like, no. I know there's a lot of things now we put down TikTok, or just tip away to our trailer.
Well, how do you find the TikTok? Has it changed your business at all?
Sure, we only started it there kind of since April. I wouldn't be that well up, and you see that I don't know a whole pile about it. I wouldn't be a social media man. I never had a Facebook page, or I don't go on Facebook. Now stuff goes up on Facebook, but she kind of looks after that side of it. I would say sales-wise, it has helped a bit, all right. But parts, it really drove the parts bad now. In fairness, now it did. Selling that parts, actually, should have got another lad to help with the parts, and we could do it another lad again. But no, it's good. It's good. I suppose the bit I don't really like about it is, no, everyone's very nice, like, but just people kind of coming up saying hello to you. Like, that's a bit odd. No way. I would think
because they know you.
Yeah, well, sure. We were just at the Flounder now recently. No, I said, in fairness, lads were sound like, I just said I come in and say hello to you, but I just find that odd. I just find that weird. Like, yeah,
you actually get used to it. What you never get used to is the 11 o'clock lad that comes over to you at night if you're out.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. Sure, Jesus, lad, I wouldn't have it today.
Then the rugby lad will come out on you.
Not at all. No, I wouldn't. I never go anywhere anyway. I don't. I drive the same road every day, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. And if I am in the pub, which is my old local, and sure, everyone knows me anyway, I get abused regardless of whether I'm on TikTok or not. So
it's funny you said that you don't. No one else in your family is in motorsport, but that area of the country, there's an awful amount of motorsport lads coming out.
There would be, but it's only if you look. Like, you'll never see. Sure, you'd see young lads outside in the evening poking a ball against the wall. You'll see them at hurling training. You'll see all this stuff. Whereas motorsport, the car's inside in the shed with the door closed. So you could pass a house, lad. You could be passing it your whole life. You don't know what's inside there. Sure, your man could be rallying every weekend. You wouldn't know. And there's no kind of practice on it or anything. So, it's I suppose if it could be promoted a bit more and encourage young lads into it.
The culture of car driving has changed, though. When we were younger, if you wanted any bit of freedom, or if you wanted to go anywhere or do anything or get a woman or have any privacy at all, you needed a car. Whereas nowadays, young lads it's too expensive to have a car, it's too expensive to insure, and parents will just drive them around.
But in fairness, look, I think just, do you know the young lads in the it's like a uniform. They have the R.L. Williams boots and the check shirts and they have the diesel golfs. They're all grand young fellas.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't be my car choice.
But they're the very few young lads though that are working.
Oh, but that's the thing I see there. The Donegal rally time, lad. It drives me warped. All them young people, lad, they're all working fierce hard, you know.
Yeah.
They are the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
All them young fellas and young women, lad, you couldn't meet nicer. Hard working. Sure, we'll the cars. There's none of them fellas going around in show with tracksuit pants. Like them lads are working hard. That's how they do the cars, and they're the nicest lads. All hard working. Bit of smoke and a few tires.
I know we've had a few people on, but they'd hate that scene. And like you'd be trying to explain to them, they've been knocked out of every scene because of the cost of everything. Like they have to get agri yokes, they have to get diesel yokes because you can't get anything
Exactly like that.
It's too expensive. Like even I'm a grown man, and like my insurance, I just opened up my insurance renewal. I've never had a crash, and it went up €150.
Yeah.
And I get there and I go, fuck these cunts, and I ring them and I ring around and I go, fuck, they're the cheapest. So I have to go with them. They have you by the balls. Like.
We just a trade policy now, but I remember I took out my own trade policy when I was 22, and she told me, when you're 25 now, you know it's a huge saving. That I'm going to be fair. I'm still waiting now for that whole saving. Like this,
no, you're never going to keep up with.
But no, like I suppose that you know, you have someone lads are snobs about cars, but I any young fella lad that's on the road and look, fair play to him, because the thing has gone so tight, and I'd say maybe people of my generation might have ruined it for him because young lads can run the Skylines at 18, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, the insurance is copped on, and the guards, everything is against them. So, sure, if all they can insure is a 1.6 diesel golf, and it goes, woo, sure, what about it? Aren't they out there enjoying themselves, having a bit of crack, sure?
Absolutely. Look, you're loving that now.
You know?
Man's going doing an engine rebuild this week.
Or swap.
An engine swap.
What are you swapping?
The engine in my Golf got fucked.
What kind of golf is it?
1.6 diesel.
A Mark 5 golf or Mark 6 golf?
Mark 6.
You tuned the shy, how would you say?
No.
You did?
I didn't tune it. The turbo blew in it.
Okay.
Fan blades got sucked into the engine bay, made into the crankshaft, all that kind of crack. So my engine's just gone. So I found another Mark 6 Golf out my way. That was crashed, but the engine's perfect. So gonna bring that back and just do no swap.
Yeah. But that's great, young fellas. And it's just great learning, like.
Great.
We used to, remember I just heard about Starlet one time, and I could not keep this thing from blowing up. Like I was blowing it up left, right, and centre. But we know money, you see. So I just won't mean much to you now, but the 1.3, we'll say, during the XLI Corolla.
Yeah.
Well, the 1300 Starlet was roughly based on that, the turbo Starlet. But the 40FE had a crown on its piston, whereas the turbos were flat. You'd have less compression in the turbo engine. Lad, we'd be buying all the yokes there, pulling pistons out of them. I remember bringing them to an old machine shop, getting them to shave the head off it, home in the mother's kitchen table, then all into the old weighing scales for the flour, trying to drill holes in them, get them all to weigh right and everything. You know, so that's great education, like. You know, so always you learn things like.
Jeez, we weren't able to fucking do anything like that.
But we'd no money, you see, lad. And the thing I find, even with apprentices there now, the fact that everyone had a bad car. You would have had a bad car at some stage in your life. You know, like we'll say coming down to a corner now and pressing the brake pedal and the brake pedal going to the floor would not have been unheard of when we were used to this. Whereas now if it happened to that, you wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you'd be so used that you'd deal with it. Like
pull the handbrake, gear down.
I was trying to explain to lad the other day how to bump start the car, like, you know, in second gear, and he was like, he just couldn't get it. Like I was saying, lad, sure, oh, right, we'd be driving around in cars with a bad battery for 6 months because you just wouldn't have to buy it when you just park on the hill.
Yeah.
And away you go again. Whereas lads now don't the stuff is too good, but like we say your 1.6 diesel Golf, right? What's that, 105 horsepower or something?
115.
115 horsepower. Lad, I remember having SR Novas, which would have been 1.4 Novas now, right? And you'd have thought this thing was a rocket ship. They're probably only 80 or 90 horsepower. You know, I know diesel Golf to drive out over it, like.
Yeah.
You know, but they had bad old brakes. But look, it was brilliant. All that old car scene. I was great friends out of it, and geez, like we through the best of times of it now. Going down to cruises there, blowing water from things, blowing the keys, like, and the whole place shut down. Cars gone ballistic, fellas doing rings and twin cams. Brilliant, like.
So were you buying Max Power magazines?
Oh, lad, stop.
And what
Max
was the other one?
Power.
Redline.
Redline, all of them. No, lad, again, it was only an apprentice mechanic, like £100 a week I was on.
What was your favourite car?
Oh, lad, that's an awful question. Ask a man now like me. Sure, I'd be here for the night telling you.
What was your favourite car that you had?
What was my favourite car?
Or the best way to answer it would the one you regret selling the most.
Oh, sure, all of them. All of them. One I would love now, though, would be a Honda NSX. That'd be.
Did you have one of them?
No. I'd love a Honda NSX. No,
there's-
obviously I should have bought one in
There's one up in JP Moran's.
the late noughties.
John P. Moran's.
Is it a grey one?
Oh, it's a red one.
Okay.
It's fucking lovely.
They're a beautiful machine. And
Really
it's not,
are.
look, not the most powerful car in the world. You know, it's not a Koenigsegg, but that if someone now said to me tomorrow morning, like, you can have one of them now, that I'd say, yeah, I want a Honda NSX. That'd be my do me at the moment, along with probably a big longer list of
What be
gear.
if I gave you 100,000 in the morning and it wasn't an NSX, what would you buy? Of a modern car.
A modern car. Oh, jeez, like sound like a bit of a gobshite. Shit. I have much interest in modern stuff now. I wouldn't. Maybe 100,000. Which is I'd have to think about that. I'd have to have a long hard think about that. I like Italian stuff, so I'd but like even modern stuff. Lads be on to me like, what car do you drive? You know, like I don't really have a car. Like I just kind of have vehicles for certain jobs. Like so I have a little crew cab van there which I can bring the kids to school in it, and it is light on fuel, and it's a van. And sure, I've an old Jeep in for towing because you can tow 3.5 ton, and you know, an old truck for drawing stuff. And now I'd have a few Type R Civics, alright, but they're all on English plates, like. So I was, you know, I'd maybe drive tip around in them and things, but like I wouldn't really have a car. Do you know a lad now will have
good car?
Yeah, like exactly. So I have a diesel German car, and you go like that wouldn't like a 4-pot German diesel would just have no more interest in now than the man the moon, like, you know. And they're very nice looking cars, and in fairness, some of them diesels they'll make 200 horsepower and they're lovely and everything, but I just wouldn't have no interest in them, like, whatsoever. Like, I just would rave it now to about 10,000 raves.
How did you go from being an apprentice to starting your own business? Necessity or?
No, I went to Australia. Although there's a lot of fellas says to me, there's no wonder you ended up working for yourself. I went to Australia, and so when I came home, it was recession. So sure.
Why'd you come home?
Wasn't
a great move with you coming back
grand,
from
like, but
during the recession.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be for me, no. You know, I don't like kind of maybe being. Geez, I want to be careful how I word this now, but maybe
we're all
for
friends
want
here.
of a better term now, maybe being an immigrant or so. I don't know how I'd word it, but I didn't.
Are you saying you don't like immigrants?
Oh, stop! Jesus, here we go now. But maybe look, I would say like most countries, the countryside Australian 100% did a lot of farming. I was mad for that big machinery and all that. Maybe lads in around the town that wouldn't really care for them, wouldn't maybe be my type of person. And I just should have hurling and play a bit of hurling and rugby, and I just maybe like Ireland more than Australia. You know, it's my home, like it. That's why I came back, I suppose, and opened the garage.
Did you open it straight away when you came home?
Yeah, which I was only 22, and sure, looking back in it now, it's just madness. Like, but when you're 22, you just think, sure, this is a great idea. Like, I brought home a quid with me.
Just rented out the place and
just rented out a small place down a lane in Kilfinnan, and got going. And sure, then I had one lad with me, and we did a few more lifts, and then we kind of just did a bit more, and just kind of kept going. Like, you know, this was kind of the way it went. Now, sure, working lad, looking back at it, like, been off man now for work, it's like stupid, like, you know, just get up as early as you can and until you fall down, and just keep that on repeat, like, you know. So if you do that at anything, sure, you'll get there.
So how did you get into trailers?
You know, I was to always fix a couple of trailers and that, and selling cars from the UK was a big thing. We were drawing in a huge amount of UK cars. I even had my own truck for drawing, I mean. But the Brexit thing was coming, like, it had been voted in, and everyone was saying, oh, that'll never happen. But I was saying, well, sure, it's going to, because they voted this in. So we tipping away a few trailers, repairing them and that, rewiring them, things, friends. And I kind of always had an eye on, should I be in the car business, a Brian James, like, is the one to have. And I had one myself. But I remember I bought a brand new one in the UK, because I couldn't really get one around me. And I was thinking, geez, lad, Brian James did around here, no go for as well. Like, if you ran a trailer business like a car sales business, a lot of lads with trailers kind of, it's an add-on to something else. Like, whereas we would kind of do it the same as we'd repair a trailer the same as we'd repair a car. You know, if a car goes into a garage for service, you have a certain process you'll go through with all of them. And we'd apply the same process to trailers. Like. But yeah, I got the dealership. It wasn't simple now, get that dealership. Got the dealership, laid out a heap of money. Everyone then like just tell you you're off for a game. Like. You know, the accountant, like, what are you doing? Like, you've lost your marbles. Like, you're spending all this money on trailers. Like, and yeah, just brought in, sure, sold a few of them, and sure, like everything else, bought a few more, sold a few more, and just kind of got going. And in fairness, it kind of took off then, like, all of a shot. And the COVID thing really helped us because, like, obviously the Brian James car transport are grand, right? But they do all trailers, like plant trailers, tippers, all the rest of that, right? But when the COVID thing hit, a lot of other brands, we'll say for Williams Nugent on it, their dealers couldn't get their hands on stock, whereas we could. Now,
Why is that?
That's a long story. I actually got a wrap in the knuckles from Brian James from that for a finish, but we just, I would say, dealing with lads in England for years buying cars, they're very straight. They're very, very straight. Now, for and against it, the car or trailer could be £8,117 and 17 pence. You have to give them the 17 pence. But once you understand that, you're getting fine. So when the COVID thing happened, they said, look, we're struggling to get in raw materials, all the same as everyone else.
Yep.
And please only order trailers that you've sold. So obviously, sure, Paddy, like, sure, well,
I'm going to sell them all. I want them all.
yeah, I want them all. But you to put down the people you'd have sold to. So, sure.
Johnny, Mary.
Yeah. And you know what happened to me? Like, we did 125 new trailers in about 8 or 9 months of COVID, right? We couldn't draw my investment. And the boys related over because they're buying trailers.
Yeah.
It was a very small warranty issue with one of them. And I sent over the chassis number. And I forget what name, but it was the wrong name.
So they're a cut rod.
Caught rotten, yeah. No, look, sure, they still sold and I still sold.
Why do they care when they're getting their money?
We should have dealers all over the world. There's dealers in Australia, there's dealers in America, there's dealers all over Europe.
And are they making them over there in a factory?
Everything is made in Daventry in England, yeah.
Big factory?
We got a factory tour there a couple of years ago, and yeah, big setup now, yeah.
Do everything themselves there? Laser cutting?
Everything is themselves, yeah. Phenomenal. And I'd be laughing there. You'd often see lads there, like, to bring out a new trailer, and some lad would go, oh, well, I'd have done it this way now, like. And you'd be just going, lad, if you saw the R&D that went into what they have made, like, and why they were done that way. And some lad just, oh, well, that should be here, and, like, but no, it's serious setup.
Guys, even with the forestry machines, you'll have lads saying, oh, this breaks, this fails. You know, I remember one of the engineers saying on a factory tour, he says, look, we can make a machine that'll never break. That's fine. But it'll cost you 50 million.
That's sure that people don't realise that either.
You know, like there has to be a give and take. If you want something that's going to be built at mass, you're going to have little failure points because you can't have these things that are going to last forever.
But the other side of it, like, if you look at what happened to cars now, look at all brand new cars, like, there's such a disconnect between car manufacturers and their customers now. It's crazy. Like, that they've been so influenced by EU regulation and gone so far away from, you know, whereas at least, I know machinery, lads, you'd often see some machinery that would be prototype. Let's say forage harvesters now. They'd be testing them in Ireland, like, to make sure, because they do, a lot of good companies will listen to their customers and say that wasn't great, no, that needs to be improved. And Brian James would be like that. If there was a known fault with the thing.
Same with forestry machines, yeah.
You'd have to, like.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the car manufacturers seem to have...
and plus, because they're trying to pump out so many numbers,
yeah,
they're not thinking about the mechanics. And then you have on the other end, we can't get mechanics. I was watching a thing on TikTok the other day where the CEO of Ford US said when he got up this morning, there was 2,000 bays empty with no mechanics because they can't get any technicians. Just can't get them. They're just not there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of factors to that. But I suppose from the mechanic point of view, when I was doing my phases in block releasing, we were always the worst paid trade going, like, right? And I think, look, a lot of reasons, but one of them was a lad could repair his own car at home. Like, if you had a 1980s car, or even in early 90s, that'd be still on a carb, Sure, most lads, lad, if you could fix your lawnmower, you could fix your car. Do you know what I mean? But technology took off. And like the tooling and equipment now you have to buy to run a workshop is gone so expensive. And there's such a shortage of mechanics. Finally, the pay has gone way up now. Way, way, way up. But that's only very recent, like, you know. So like you've that factor that lads wouldn't want to be in the mechanic trade. I suppose the other side of it is hard work.
Yeah.
It's for like, if you're going outside now fixing your machinery, right, and it's going to be flogging around on top of you, reciting a whole of shit, you're going to be lying on your back. That's hard going. That's a hard sell to people. But what are you be trying to say to lads there? There's an awful lot to be said. Well, I think it might be a stupid thing to say. There's an awful lot to be said for saying that, oh, well, I fixed that. Or I built this myself. Do you know, do you ever drive around with a block layer, a local block layer?
Yeah.
I built that house. And
Yep.
but isn't it a great thing to say?
It is.
Like your man that's working, I've been taking a shot at it anyway, but your man that's working for Apple doing whatever old makey uppy job he has, like, what's he, no, but I take him over, but you know,
makes sense.
but what's going to happen when AI like just goes,
Oh, I know.
you're all gone, lads.
Yeah, we
No.
talk about that now. It's a huge topic on the podcast for the last while.
You know, like a lot of them lads, whereas your man, like a bricklayer, an electrician, and no matter what you are, you were working with your hands. I think there's something to be proud of, like you were saying there, an apprentice electrician, like it's a great thing to say that I can wire that, I can build that, I can make this work, I can fix that, I can build it, plasters it. Like there's surely some bit.
Do you still fix cars?
No.
Finish
No,
that.
But that's down to a different matter. I would still love to be fixing cars, but no, we stopped fixing cars in February from 20, whatever I was open in 2008, up until, what do we know, 2025. So only February 25 we stopped fixing cars, full stop.
When it comes to fixing cars, quick one, because I want to ask mechanics this. What's the best car?
Japanese.
Which ones?
Are you talking petrol or diesel?
Petra.
Well, the only petrol car to buy, I would say no, petrol hybrid, Toyota, Honda. Like when did the Prius come out? 2001 or 2 or something. The Hondas have had hybrids since the 90s. They are all over that. Like, just, I know they're not sexy, they're not flash, I understand all that. Look, you can buy whatever you like. But if you needed a car now, maybe just purely a mammy car, again, for want of a better term, you need a mammy car, buy a Honda CR-V, buy a RAV4, just go in and buy it and just forget about it. Like, you know, it's not going to melt you, like. Whereas, sure, most lads don't want that. They want I don't know, an X. Like, you want to be careful with cars, you can insult someone very handy, like. But just a lot of the European.
Well, I just looked for a mechanic's opinion.
Yeah, but the European stuff is so far behind on the petrol hybrid. I would have a fear of I'd stay away from it. And the diesel thing.
Who do you think makes the best diesel engine?
Across the board, I just forget about it. It's finished up.
Even the big ones?
Just forget about it.
Too complicated?
No. It's just Euro 6. That's the end of diesel. A diesel, you can only put exhaust emissions back into a diesel engine so many times, right? And you can only put so many DBFs and so much AdBlue. You can only do so much of that. And the thing just becomes, sure, they're given the bother they're given, like, you know. And another thing people don't really talk about is the quality of diesel in Ireland is shocking. It's absolutely brutal.
Oh, it's bad.
So, like, we'll say your 1.6 Golf there. Sure, like, you couldn't keep injectors drawn to them. You couldn't keep injectors drawn to them. And that, it's not just a Volkswagen thing, it's across the board.
We see in our tanks, in our bunded tanks, and our tanks aren't open. The only time they open is when the diesel lorry comes in to fill. Other than that, we're sticking in quick release pipes. There's no dirt, there's no nothing. They're spotless. And if we were cleaning them out, there'd be this white gel scum.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
But like that whole gel and that scum, like, you're dealing, it's grand, fellas there. I have an old forklift there, and I'll be putting a few TikToks up. But that whole thing, sure, that had run in. Let you go pour anything into that to run it, because the injectors, the real old mechanical injectors. But like a modern electronic injector is a very finely tuned thing, like, and any bit of anything at all is going to disturb it. Like. But I said the quality of diesel is brutal.
Brutal.
But
And petrol's good.
It doesn't seem to be as bad, and I think a petrol can handle it more. Now that, if you have a modern yoke, she's built to take the old ethanol that's put into it. Whereas lads with classic cars now would be running into serious bother if they just went out to the petrol pump and
Right.
that stuff. Whatever's in that whole ethanol to eat seals inside in carbs. You know, if you, let's say you have a classic yoke and you drive it 3 or 4 times a year, like,
Yeah.
like if you left that fuel inside in the tank, you should date it alive, like.
What is
You
it?
know.
Just additives to make it more
Oh,
explosive?
do you know
Or
no, do you know the way they're putting down corn syrup? Do you know what ethanol is? Everything on it.
is are they putting on petrol?
But it's written on the tank. If you look at your tank now, so your diesel pump handle, when the next time you're filling it tomorrow morning, there'll be a B something on it. Well, that's the percentage of biodiesel that's gone into it. And the petrol, then you'll have E something, and that's the level of ethanol that's.
I didn't know that.
Like.
Phew. I didn't know
Well,
that.
it's on the pump, like, but any pump now it has.
I
it.
thought when they were advertising this fancy petrol, I thought it was more octane in it or something.
Well, no, we'll say you go into a brand new petrol station and you'll have diesel and petrol, and you have 4 pump yokes, right? Well, then you have your standard diesel, but that'll still have I think it's a B. They'll have a B on it, and that's the level of biodiesel that's gone into the mix. And the same with your petrol. Now I know you can get the fancy petrol, but just a word on that fancy petrol. When we used to be racing, or before we started using race fuel and WX, I remember an apple green is okay. It's apple green. We got the fancy stuff for an old race we were doing. Lad, it went like an off bag shit altogether. Couldn't get it out of it fast enough.
Really?
Whatever was in it.
So what's racing fuel did you use?
I'd be on 102 now in my York.
Where do you get it?
Pascal Drennan in Kilkenny. It's where I get a Drennan oil. It comes in 50 litre drums. It's ELF 102, but it's pure clear. It's like just like
Water.
Like water, yeah.
So if I was to put that in my Raptor, would it make any difference to it?
It wouldn't be great for it, no.
Wouldn't it?
No, you'd want to map it for it, like to be burning. It could pre-ignite and it'd be burning hotter. It wouldn't be a great idea. No, it wouldn't be the best plan in the world. I'd say.
I'm all about no bad plans. I've been known to do a few bad plans.
But just a quick one on the diesel. I again look, lad, I know fellas are mad at the German cars and American cars. I'd be a Japanese man, but like Toyota and Honda, they stopped making diesel engines for passenger cars a long time ago, and I think that would tell you a lot. That they knew. I know the German boys were letting on that they were making these emissions. Well, as it transpired, they weren't. Like,
yeah.
Whereas the Japanese lads outside just looked at it and went, no, you can't. We can't do this. Like, so we'll say your Toyota, the 1.4 D4D is just being crawlers and things, and the 2 litre, brilliant engine. They stopped making them. Like, you get a BMW diesel engine now in your passenger Toyota, and Honda just completely drew a line under they had that whispering diesel at 2.2 engine, and they stopped it. Whereas, I just might be my own opinion anyway that the modern diesel would be. Like I understand people, if you're driving a commercial vehicle, obviously you will need diesel. But like you have the Raptor, if you look at pickups, right, but you have only 2 left, like you can buy the Toyota Hilux, or you can buy the Ford and the Amarok, which are the same thing.
Same thing.
And then you have the D-Max. No, in fairness, though, D-Max seems to be a great old York, it's not.
Fucking 1.9 though.
But isn't that everyone says that, like? But I think, emission-wise, and they're 200 or whatever they are horsepower, but in fairness, they're not giving a whole pile of grief, lad. But
I drove one. They don't feel like a lot.
There
doesn't feel to be anything.
We had a lad down there now from the north at the Plowneys on the stand, and there is dealers. I'll get this wrong now, but I think it's called the Arctic D-Max.
Arctic truck.
Lad, what this thing is savage.
I know.
It's not just. He was showing us photos, so it goes over to this crowd. I can't think of their name that build them, right? They cut out floor pans and everything.
Yeah, no, they build a serious, and they use all the platforms. They build Toyotas and everything, but their finish and their fit,
savage.
It's beautiful. But 1.9.
Yeah. But I'd even look the brand new Toyota, and I'd be all Japanese, no Japanese. The brand new Hilux, like it's supposed to be given a little bit of time and chance trouble. Like it's, and like
I think the chassis rusts before the timing chain gives out.
Yeah, but look, I suppose everything is guilty of that now. But like we'll take Ford now.
Mine will break in half, and I'm going home now to Stephen.
Ford, man, but like that wet belt thing, right? Look, everyone will say, "Oh, it's you're putting the wrong oil, or you're not servicing enough, or blah 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 blah." You can't put rubber in tile.
No,
right? You're working with machinery. If you have an oil leak on the machine,
it's going to fuck up all the rubber.
Exactly, it'll just make shit of it. Like, so obviously they're designed to fail. And the only thing I would say is, no one, even if you look at it online, no one has ever said why the wet belt was better than a chain or a normal belt. No one has ever said that because it's not. And then everyone will go, oh yeah, but you can change and you can. And you have a lot of lads. We used to do a lot of wet belts as well. Lads specialise in them, and you can do them, and you can get it all done. But like you're spending, I don't know, anywhere between 500 quid and €1,000 to do any timing belt on any car, right? Sure, your wet belt is starting at 1,800 quid, $2,000, like up. It's excessive. Like it is.
Bought cars for more.
Yeah, it's a lot on people, and that's what you see with the car repairs too. That you're inside there, and everyone's under pressure. Everyone's mortgaged, all the rest of it, right? And someone's after buying a yoke because they liked the look of it, and they come in, and then you're handing them a bill there for 3, 4, 5 grand, and their whole world is melting down at the counter in front of you. Like, this was not in the budget now for this month, like, but they need their car for work, and they're after buying probably a brand they shouldn't have bought, and you're saying, well, that's how much it is. And the trouble with, from the mechanic point of view, is the car went in maybe with a light on and it was going bad, and now it's back out in the yard, the light's off, and it sounds a little bit better, but basically the car still looks exactly the same as it was when it went in, and you want 4 grand off me. Like, that's the trouble with the car repairs. Like, whereas with the trailer repairs, we could rebuild horse boxes and things there, and sure, when a fella comes into it, like, again, sure, it could be 3 or 4, like, whatever amount of money, but you can physically see it in front of them. Like,
yeah,
it's like a body shop. If your car went in crash and it comes out repaired, while the bill might be big, you can look at it and go, yeah, the boys fix that now, like, Whereas the mechanics, it's all hidden away, you don't see it,
Oh, we've all had, I remember getting yokes and they breaking down back when you've no money and you buy a car to get you to work, and you spend your 1,200-1,300 you're gathering for age, and 1,800 to buy a car, and you drive and next thing it breaks down, and you get billed after 2 days for €800, and you're there, what do I not pay this month?
Yeah, back to square one again.
But you need to get yokes fixed.
You do.
And the work has to be done, and parts are fucking dear.
And parts are getting more and more dear.
Oh yeah, they're serious.
Parts are gone absolutely insane, like, but sure, look what and like the labour rate, I would say, for car repairs had to go up, because if you want to pay lads more money, you have to charge more money, and if you're not paying the lads the money, they won't stay. And then the equipment, the diagnostic equipment, like the level of diagnostics now, any good modern garage now who's fixing good modern gear, like, they have tens and tens of thousands spent on diagnostic equipment, like, and you will not fix a yoke without it, like, and it's sure it's getting, so it is, their labour rate is huge, the parts are huge, so that's the only thing people often say to me, oh geez, what'll I buy? I would say, unless you're a real car nut, like you could make a fairly horrendous financial decision there fairly quickly. Like, we'll say, again, I don't want to rip brands because fellas are very loyal to brands, but we'll say the new one now isn't too bad, but your BMW, the M57 6-cylinder diesel, right? I would say M57, best diesel engine BMW ever made, 6-cylinder, savage ock. Lads are putting them into your buddy there, Morgan. They're putting them into patrols. Everything. They're savage ock, right? Then they come out with a 6-cylinder and the N57, right? Big difference between an M and an N, right? Yeah. That N, timing chains are falling off. Anyway, they're giving all kinds of trouble, right? And if you had someone that maybe, they're after changing job, maybe they've just become qualified, they're after getting a few more quid, and they go, oh, I'm going to buy myself a BMW. And they buy one of them things, and timing chain falls off. Lad, you're in the hole for thousands. You are.
It's an amazing way you can see where car manufacturing, where accountants took charge and not the engineers.
Big time, yeah.
Because things were getting progressively worse. Like, I had a 530 BMW 031.
I saw that. What a car, like.
What a car.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I got that. It was Deere's car. It was 60 grand or something, right?
Well, she had an M57, I don't know.
But that yoke, I put 2 lift pumps in it. That was on green from the day I got it.
Yeah, loved it.
I wouldn't go on that less. It actually went worse. But, you change your filters, and off she went.
Oh, it's just general maintenance, and you're good to go.
And I had a E270 Merc 051. And now, what a car. And they felt, back then cars felt. They felt good and they felt big. And I remember I drove it. Me and Vicky put miles on that. And next thing I started putting out black smoke. And we were told, oh, turbo's gone. And I rang a guy that's a Merc specialist, Ned Kelly. Did you ever hear Ned? He does rallying and stuff out in the Swan.
I can't say I know.
Well, I rang him. I said, I need a turbo. And he goes, what is it? E270. This yoke had 300 and something thousand miles on it. And he goes, oh, there's no turbo. No, Dur was not going that. And I said, no, I was told. Black smoke. He goes, no, Dur was not going that. It's a intake pipe, bring it over. And he'd done like that. Like back then, cars were fucking cars.
The only advice I give to anyone when it comes to cars, right? If there's no such thing as a Honda or a Toyota specialist, right? Everyone can fix them. No, I'm shite on about Honda and Toyota. There's other brands there. Like, take Suzuki, right? Suzuki Swift. You probably couldn't buy a better car. No, I don't know why no one buys them. But they're phenomenal. Anything petrol Suzuki, phenomenal machine, right? But if someone specialises...
I love Suzuki Jimneys.
Yeah, if someone specialises in the brand of car, if a garage can open and have staff purely specialising in repairing one brand, don't buy that brand of car. Just don't buy that one. You have Land Rover specialists. Look, I won't go on, but if someone can make a living solely fixing one brand of car and can employ several people to do it,
I get the logic. It makes sense.
do not buy that brand of car. You know, unless you're wagging a lot of money. No, that doesn't apply to brand new stuff. If you're buying something brand new and you're changing it within warranty all the time, don't worry about it. Have at it. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter.
Unless now, I know a lot of lads, geez, I could do this list was from Land Rover, but people that would have bought brand new Land Rovers with Ingenium engines inside them, right? And one lad said to me, he said, look, I know it's under warranty, but it's inside there for the past 6 months. And he said, I've made 6 months of repayments on a Land Rover, and they gave me a courtesy car, he said, but it's a Ford Focus. So he said, for the past 6 months, I'm driving a Ford Focus and I'm paying Land Rover money, like.
Yeah.
You know, but outside of that, like, if you're buying it up brand new, sure, just buy whatever you like, or in general, buy whatever you like. But I would say, if someone specialising in the brand, I'd maybe just have a little think about it, like.
So what do you pull? What are you pulling? What weight? Say when you're a loaded trailer car.
I'd be under 7 ton, which you're supposed to be.
So what are you, if you were to buy something in the morning to pull, to do that, what could you buy?
See, like, that's the thing. Now, I know brand new, so obviously the manufacturers copped onto that. We'll say the new D-Max 1.9, that now has a 3.5 ton towing capacity, right? Would it do it all the time? I don't know. But up to that point, like, we'll say a lot of, even up to 2020, 2021, like Toyota Hiluxes, they can only pull 2.7 ton. You know, there are many Yorks can pull 3.5 ton, whereas the Range Rover can. And it does, like, in fairness to it now. But no, the next Jeep I'm going to buy, sure, I sent you on the pictures there. I was looking at, I'm either going to buy a 3.1 Trooper or I'm going to buy an 80 series Land Cruiser. No,
Don't do the Land Cruiser. Don't do it to me.
Well, the 7, I want 7 seats, right? A yoke that can pull 3.5 ton and a yoke that I can tax on the Classic.
Did you look at the Trooper?
No, sure, man. I rang this for a few times. Couldn't up to see it and all. Never heard no more. He must have blocked me. I can't get through to him. Don't know what happened to him. No, a Japanese.
Did you sell him a trailer?
We used to. Sure, him a trailer. He might have backed me. But the Jap stuff is fine. But when you're into that age of stuff, 30 years plus, I think the money now it's making, it's too much of a risk to just gamble it and hope it'll be okay when it lands above. So I don't mind.
So if you got something, you'd be able to tidy it up.
But if York's rotten it, you know, like if York is red rotten, I mean, you're going to be spending, you know, whereas at least the lads importing the Japanese stuff, sure, everyone has to make money. If a lad is making 2-3 grand on top of what he paid for the auction in Japan, sure, he's more than welcome to.
How come you never brought anything in from Japan when you were
able to... Sure, young. See, when I was going to selling the cars, it was all UK imports because there was no need to bring them from Japan. Pushed all blessed flood with Japanese stuff. No, I think it's great to see again.
Yeah.
They're all Japanese stuff, but obviously they're bringing in Polos and all the rest of it, which are fine that people need cars. But yeah, the Jap scene of old, like, was... We have to be talking about that with friends of mine, like 2001, 2002, right up until we all ran off to Australia. Lad, fellas going around in Supras and Skylines and GTR, like, the stuff in Ireland was crazy. The level of car that was in Ireland and the young fellas had, like.
I know. You know what you should do? Seeing that you have a contact in America, get your sister to buy a massive big Ford F450 and ship it home.
Yeah, what should I do? Like, where would you drive it? Like, the weight of the things, they're monsters.
Hey, what about it? Willie's coming.
Yeah.
Willie's coming with the big 450.
8 miles to the gallon.
I'd love an American Raptor.
They're, in fairness, they're cool yokes. But even your Raptors, they're class. Like, they look class.
Look class.
They sound class.
I love a big one.
You know, a big lump of a thing.
Love a big lump thing. Here's David coming. Look, he doesn't use his dick anymore, but he has a big fucking Jeep.
I do not tell you, I don't like driving around in Yorks. Herself there now. It solves maybe a bit of flash, like, so I remember with a Maserati, right? And I was just after
there
getting
we go.
into this thing. No, hang on, whoa. I sound like a dickhead. But,
Brand new.
but you see, already you sound like a dickhead, don't you? You do. And everyone sees you, they think you're a wanker, like. So I just got this thing done, done a lot of work to get it right. And mid-match now, in the middle of a rugby match, as in we were playing on the field, she came running onto the field to me in an office set. I'm after scratching one of the wheels coming out of Dunstars car park. I said, right. I said, will you
Get off the field.
there and we'll sort it out. Which I just had to get rid of it. Like. You couldn't. She was petrified driving around in case she'd mark it. And when I was driving it, I think everyone thought it was a fucking wanker, as if they're not already. So we just got rid of it.
Well, there's a great old saying, with all just due respect to everyone, fuck everyone. Like, I have so little joy in my life. I know that's not true. You know, you love your family and yours, but you know, really, you just want something. You know, when you're not really into anything.
Yeah.
I love getting into the car and having a old whip around. Like, we went to that spring into gear thing at the weekend.
I see your clips in it, yeah.
And we had the 3 Jeeps, and like we're there with fucking Lamborghinis and GTRs, and like the amount of attention that these 3 big farm vehicles got. And you're there thinking, that's cool.
But that even heading off, that's what we used to do when we were young for this. You're kind of heading off in convoy. So it was probably yourself and Morgan and whoever. So I said 3 of them. Like, even you're just driving along the road together.
It's great fun.
It's great. I know other people are probably thinking, you're big children, but it's great crack. You're heading off somewhere in your yoke. It's all waxed up and polished, and it's looking to business, and you're heading away. And sure, like, what it's just, you couldn't be doing anything better.
Well, I think most people that are into cars, you know, there's anyone that's into cars now, it's not about driving fast. It's just that they're an amazing piece of moving engineering. They're like art, but you get to drive them.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like getting into the car, turning on the music and just driving along. It's a fierce relaxing thing to do.
It's good for the head toilet. You need to clear it out head.
Yeah. Like, I used to, when we were working around home, it's great to be near home, but sometimes I miss that, getting into the car and just tipping home, you know, quietness, just thinking. I noticed since I've been working around home, and it's either like machine, in here, in the office, home, training, chaps, and you just get no time. Sometimes that little drive, that little few minutes, listen to the radio, will clear the fucking head.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't agree with it. Most of the lads I find as well, in any form of a car scene, doesn't matter what you're into, they're all sound.
Yeah.
Mostly, there's a dickhead everywhere, but that's all walks of life. But the vast majority of lads, I would say, in cars, no matter if it be road cars or cannonball runs or rally, they're all sound.
Well, I think you should buy a fucking NSX.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, look, you can't bring it with you. That's what I'm saying. Right? You're going there and you're selling the heavy trailers, you might as well have a fucking NSX.
Yeah, no, I'd have to, there's a few more things I need to buy now before I get on NSX. So I would.
What would you like to be doing now next year?
Well, I suppose the whole trailer thing, lad, it's very new now, because we're just solely on trailers, like, which is fairly frightening. You know, we built up a car repair business there over whatever 2008 is minus 2025, and you know, to leave all them customers going just to go solely at trailers, like, so that's all fairly new. So I mean, that's for the next couple of years, just concentrating on that.
Is there a lot of prep to the trailers when they come in?
Not really. I suppose should look at in terms of, you see, or, you know, getting a trailer ready or building it or whatever, you know, in terms of car repairs, sure, they're a piece of piece. Like, we think they are anyway. Like, you know, it is all handy. Like, but yeah, some lads could spec out a trailer there that just could be a day at putting stuff onto, you know, wiring them up, and lads have gone mad for lights. And, you know.
Would you have any lads, you know, are harshman in gear, and they'd be breaking them up and shy?
You would, I suppose. So,
Johnny with his Bobcat, and he'd ramming it up into the side of it 5 times a day.
A lot of plant men, like, you know, I wouldn't say they're hard, but they're working it, like, it has to be worked. And a lot of them lads, the lad paying for the trailer won't be the man using the trailer, you know.
Yeah.
But I find the vast majority of lads are grand, because they'll ring you up and they'll tell you the truth, and they just want it fixed. Teacher man that rings you up now and says, "Oh, jeez, no, I don't know what happened there. We had a trailer there now, and there was a very unique sized hole in the floor of the brand new trailer, right?" And your man the guy that owned the trailer, one of the young lads working on the same site as him, had sent me a Snapchat of the pin out of the breaker falling straight through the floor of the trailer. He sent me this, like, and I could see it, like. He rang me up following day, like, oh, on the floor of the trailer. And like, ate me, like. Oh, ate me. This isn't good enough, and they're supposed to be a premium brand, and they're more than this, and this shouldn't happen, and all the rest of it.
Was he saying to you that there shouldn't be a hole in the trailer because the pin fell in it, or it was in it when you got it?
So, I wouldn't, herself often says it to me, I shouldn't be left near customers at all, like. So I just waited until he stopped talking, and to really pour petrol on the fire, and I said, oh no, I agree with you. There should be no hole in any floor of any trailer. And he completely exploded altogether. So until he was rightly wound up now, ready to explode, I eventually said to him, the young lad, I won't mention his name, I said, he sent me on a Snapchat of what happened, let you know. So I just hung up. That was it, like. But I was thinking after, like, you fucking arsehole, like. You know, but some fellas, but the vast majority of people, again, selling the trailers, that we meet the nicest people now. Before, when you're fixing cars, everyone has a car. It doesn't mean they can afford to fix the car. Whereas 99% of people with trailers are tradesmen, they're in business. So they understand that sometimes things break. And they understand that sometimes it takes X amount of time to get it. And I just find with them service, if you can get them back going as quickly as you possibly can, that's all they want. But it's grand to be dealing with that type of people there. I like dealing with them anyway.
How come, Brian James, they don't do horse trailers, but you do sell horse trailers?
We sell a French, Cheval Liberté, it's a French company, they're built in Poland. We sell their trailers, yeah. I suppose the Horsebox customer now might be a slightly different customer than your lad buying.
I was just going to ask you, are Horsebox trailer customers male or female?
A mixture
or
of
hard
both.
to tell?
Mixture of both. I suppose, like fellas that say to me, like JP McManus around the corner from us, to say, oh, sure, it's great horse country around you. Big horse trailers, like, they all have horse lorries. They're not trapping around with a 2-horse trailer, like, you know. So, and hunting as well would be big around us, but that would be, I know above here, like we'll say rugby and hunting would be all, you know, things that Protestants might do, like, for want of a better term.
Yeah.
Whereas below
up
us,
to their old tricks again.
Whereas below us, farmers are never going to be out hunting. They would, like, you know, but they're not going to. They're only doing that for 3 or 4 months of the year, so they're not going to buy a flash, shiny new horse box. They only want to know York that'll keep them going for a couple of weeks, you know, drink a few pints, ride the horse, catch the fox, more pints, you know.
Do you do any shooting?
No.
Do you ever?
Yeah, I used to have a gun, actually. You know, we got broken into and I got robbed, and I didn't replace it after that. A funnier thing to say, no, I was never really at ease with the house, especially with small ones. You know, sure, there's too much to go wrong with it, like. But you know, I used to do a bit of shooting, but I just wouldn't have time. Where would you get time? Where would you get time? You know yourself, ball of kids, work, and sure, another time you get to go racing and you're netted.
Hey, look, you're lucky you get to go racing.
Well, they all come with me. Like.
Did they come with you?
To do, yeah. To do.
Would the woman ever be there? Be careful, don't hurt yourself in that racing.
She wouldn't know that. In fairness to herself, now that she's 100%, she wouldn't be. You know, she'd be very supportive, and she's good that way now. You know, she's very good. But you'd want to how many words is delicate now? You would want to be taken to piss now either, like.
Hey, look, who are you fucking singing to? You're singing to the choir, that's who you're singing to.
She's Lithuanians, like, there'd be people a few words, but when she'd be talking now, you'd want to be listening.
Can you speak their language?
I speak a bit of it right now, yeah.
Do you go over there much?
2 or 3. She'd go over a lot more than me. I met 2 or 3 times a year. We'd normally go over there for Christmas.
So are your kids bilingual now?
Yeah, well, it's her mother minds them, and she can only speak Lithuanian, so.
That's some job.
You know, they just natter away there, and they're good. It's great for the Irish in school. The older lady now is doing Irish. She kind of picked it up handier. I was given a great help with the Irish in, like, high infants. But after that, no, that was my level of it. I had to finish it that, like. But
you're doing better than me.
She's flying away at it now, you know. But sure, look, it's just normality to them, isn't it?
I stopped being able to help my chaps' homework in about 3rd class.
Yeah.
That's my level of education.
But I'd see her come with herself done maths now, it wouldn't really trouble me. But the Irish, my mother actually does the Irish homework with them. She'd be handy enough the Irish now. And sure, my wife is no use to the Irish, like. And so the mother comes up and does it, like.
Would you believe my woman's great Irish? Yeah. And she's Protestant.
Sure, I do have to.
And she doesn't put the toaster in the press for some reason.
So I'd be laughing. Them old TikToks we'd be doing there, like, half of them, like, she looks at all of them and she go, no, I can't put that up. You can't put that. we did an inspection there, kind of inspection. One of the lads came over from Brian James, and I made
What
this.
did they inspect?
Just certain stocking profile. You'd have to have certain stock in the yard and present it a certain way, and just any old brand lecture that they want a thing done a certain way, But I had this bit of a TikTok made, and I was shouting at one of the boys, just make sure and put the toaster into the press, make him feel at home and all this. She just says, no, you're not.
You were fiercely uncomfortable doing the TikToks first.
But, I just TikTok thing that I don't know, like I can't.
I fucking hate TikTok.
Like all we do is just fixing trailers and things like. But a lot of people will be looking at it like just I don't know what fellas don't do that. They'll still be looking at it or whatever. But I don't. Sure, there'll be a lot of comments in that. There's always one or two negative ones, but most of the stuff is fairly positive. But I'd say for what I'd be doing, it mightn't maybe suit Instagram or whatever. It wouldn't be very polished or anything now. Or
I think Instagram is different. You just have to stay plodding. Like TikTok is the hardest app for me.
Okay.
Because I find the only way that I can get interaction with TikTok is anger. Okay. So I could get huge interaction with TikTok is just go through a comment and start firing abuse at someone who fired abuse at me. Sure, everyone loves that. But sure, in my head, I don't want to be fucking talking to fucking shite to anyone.
Yeah.
I want to love people, not hate people.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know what would be a lot of interaction or not. I've nothing to gauge it against. Like.
What is the best selling trailer?
Sure, the Brian James car transporter.
The transporter.
This year now, that trailer you have, that Cargo Connect. We only get an email there every month with our figures. This year will be the first year ever I'll probably have sold as many of those Connects as the car transporters. Because they're basically a car transporter anyway, but you can use them as anything. Like the big enclosed stuff, the real fancy stuff, that you're only going to sell, like if a trailer's 40 or 50 plus the VAT, you're only going to sell one or two of them in the round of the year. Like,
yeah.
But,
what about plant?
Yeah, we're trying to grow the plant all the time. Like Brian James makes a serious plant trailer. And anyone that has them to be delighted. We had a lad there again down recently from Offaly. He's a lad in bought of us. And they absolutely break him up and shite like. But he just arrived on. And took asked me, Bill does just to be busy like. Just landed on, have your plant trailer? I have. Have your telephone? No, I have a telephone. Here, that'll do, I need it. Right, when do you want it for? I'll be with you there in an hour. Yeah, but they just need stuff like that. They just need it to work. And that's it. Like, so it's slow trying to grow the old plant and tipper side of things, but yeah, it is growing away, like, So it is.
And when they trade that or just buy another one?
Well, they trade in of maybe what's left. Like we got a yoke into the yard the other day now, only on two wheels, one rim in one corner, one in the other. And
would some of them just be scrap?
Some of the plant stuff can be. It would be just ready to be squashed.
Because I've seen some Brian James trailers on the road that are fucking ancient and working perfect.
Yeah, the car transporters you'd have a lot of 1990s Clubmans and things, which look galvanized steel, that's sure the whole thing. Sure, they're good brand. Like they are dear, right? They're the dearest trailer in the market. But like resale value would be off the charts, like, and we'd often trade in transporters off lads there. They would have bought them in the early 90s, maybe even the late 90s, and you'd be giving them $2,500 for the trade. And when the deal is done, your man would eventually turn around, Jesus, I only get £1,400 for that now, Is
it true that if you've seen one of the Ivor Williams salesmen, you'd have one? I know.
There's a good lad there. I get on fierce with him. O'Hare Trailers in Mayo. Tommy's the son. I don't know the lad father's name, but I do a bit of dealing with him. And sure, might be ripping any other brands. Just all brands out there. Like the way we'd sell the stuff below is, look, that's our version of it. It does this, it doesn't do that. And
what would you? Is there anything else that you'd like to sell other than trailers?
Yeah, sure, let your money being no object, I'd love to be selling classic Japanese jocks, Imprezas and Evas and all the rest of it, which that's only dream stuff, like, I mean, as it is where we are, we're in the middle of nowhere, like, we're above on the side of a mountain, like. So the fact lads travel down just for trailers anyway, to me is like, I keep my head around it, like. But no, I'm very happy with it now at the moment. But as I said, sure, it's all quite new when we stopped fixing cars there in February, and just solely going on it now alone with the trailers. That's why I kind of done their TikTok thing, just to try and we were busy with them anyway, but maybe just generate a bit more. And it did their website and that now, sales off of that, parts and things, it really helped it and brought it on and that side of it, So it is good. Look, we'll see. give it a couple of years and see how it
Tell
goes.
everyone where you are again.
Kilfinnan in County Limerick.
Kilfinnan, and we'll put your details up on the oak. Is there any question you wished I asked you?
No, I'm grand. No questions.
Thanks a million, Billy.
No bother. Sound out.
Sound.
Thank you.